Welcome to the Academic Wellbeing Program by Academdum, a faith-filled journey into the heart of school life. You're about to listen to a series of teachings that explore how faith and academics connect, helping you grow, stay grounded, and thrive, both in the classroom and beyond. Each episode guides you through biblical principles needed to navigate academics with purpose and the wisdom of God. Let's dive in.
Once and again, I'll keep on saying it, that purpose has a lot to do with fulfillment. And you can never be fulfilled as a person if you don't work in purpose. Working in purpose is what guarantees fulfillment. So, another this is to look at in measuring purpose. Somebody is saying, what I'm doing, is it purpose? Are you getting fulfilled with it? If you are not getting fulfilled with it, if you are doing it and still feeling a void as though you are not doing what God have called you to do, that is not purpose. That everything you call purpose must bring you fulfillment. Very, very important. Very, very important. So let me run through it again. That I mentioned 4 indices to measure purpose. To measure if what you are doing is purpose. To know if what you are doing is purpose. Number 1, it must be from God. Like I said, purpose is God-centered. So anything you are calling purpose must be from God. It's a must. It's not something you sat down with your friends to ask or think. It's not a business idea. It's not something you just sat down out of frustration and say, what can I do with my life? No. Purpose is God-centered. The second thing, it must be received with conviction. You must be highly convinced about what you call purpose. If you are not convinced about it, something is wrong. Because that conviction will be a great drive on the day of rosy paths. That conviction will be what will keep on pushing you when things don't look like it. Because the conviction, in fact, is what will attract men to believe in that purpose. Men naturally don't believe in what is not bearing fruit. So the conviction you put becomes the temporary fruit that brings men to believe in the purpose. I hope you know the way man is wired. Man is wired to believe in something that is already speaking. So if you see people believing in what is not yet speaking, the person's conviction is what is pushing forth, that is making them truly see need to believe in the vision. Very, very important, extremely important. So please know this, once and again, that on the aspect of purpose, it must be received with great emphasis on great conviction. It's not something you just believe today on Monday, don't believe on Tuesday, believe on Friday, don't believe on Sunday. Every single day, your conviction about purpose must be very active, not passive. Active, not passive. Right. I mentioned again that your purpose must come back to you as reward. It must give you reward on the long run. Maybe not instantly, but purpose must give you reward. Financial reward inclusive. Anything you are calling purpose must be able to come back to you as a reward. So God designed purpose to also find a place to feed you. Let me just be very direct. There's a place in purpose where you must be fed by it. Right, so don't believe purpose is just working tirelessly and not seeing any gain. That mindset is why many persons are not yet actively working it, because they believe, purpose is God trying to squeeze me and not give me something back. It's a wrong ideology. That your purpose must come back to you as a reward, including financial reward, inclusive of it financial reward. Maybe at the long run, but it's very important you know that purpose cater for your reward and financial demand. Maybe not instantly once again, maybe at the long run, but it's a place you must have in your heart, right? And lastly, that purpose, if you want to know what you are doing is your purpose, it must bring you fulfillment. It's very important that what you are doing must bring you fulfillment. Yes. So now let me just go a little further. How to discover your purpose or your God-given purpose. How to discover your God-given purpose. Very, very important. Because this again is another aspect where most people are finding it difficult to know what to do, because purpose is something many people have heard, but they keep on asking, how do I discover my purpose? Now, these things I will share with you gives you 85% chance of discovering purpose with them. that if you can follow this thing I'll share with you, there's 85% assurance that you can discover purpose. Number one, you can discover your purpose through your passion. Your passion is what you like to do, what you like doing. You can discover your purpose through your passion. Right? This is very simple, but basic also, but you to change your life drastically. Right? That you can discover your purpose through your passion. Your passion is a great way to discover your purpose. What are those things you are passionate for? That God in His wisdom hid purpose discovery into what you are passionate about at times. Like I said, this is 85% discovery yardstick, not 100. But that's such a good percentage out there. 85% is such a good one. So if you can check your passion, you can know what your purpose may be. So paying attention to your passion can give you idea on what purpose is for you. Number two, paying attention to your potentials. I'm still coming there very soon. Can be another yardstick to know that okay, this may be my purpose. Potentials are things you can do but you've not done. Are things you can become but you've not started becoming. Right? So paying attention to number one, your passion can be a pointer to your purpose. So passion is a pointer to purpose. Potential is a pointer to purpose. Even your pain, number three, your pain. Now your pain there, God have mastered the way to make sure your pain is also in the equation that make for your purpose. Yes, that your pain can also be a pointer to purpose. The things that naturally pain you when you see somebody being cheated, I've seen people say some things a lot. I saw a man one day was like, I can't just stand people getting cheated. He was so angry. I said, this young man, this is your purpose. You have been called to be a justice person or an activist, because the way he's so unsettled. Now every human being would be, but the level at which he was raging shows that there's something more than this. So your pain can also be a pointer to discovering your purpose. Number one, your passion. Number two, your potential. Number three, your pain. And number four, and let me even say this, you would always see the problem you are created to solve, even when others don't see it. That's why I say your pain. You would always see the problem you are created to solve. If you continuously start seeing a problem everywhere, most likely you are the solver. The problems know how to stare at their solver until their solver take action. So if you see a problem everywhere you go to, every state you go to, every institution you go to, if you keep on seeing a problem, that problem is telling you that you are the one coming to solve it. That's a great pointer to purpose. Please know this and never forget it. That one of the great pointer to purpose is your passion. One of the great pointer to purpose is your potential. One of the great pointer to purpose is your pain. And lastly, the Holy Spirit. For those that are Christian, you can discover your purpose through the Holy Spirit. This is for those that are selectively Christian, right? No shade to other religion, very important. But if you're a Christian, you can also engage the Spirit of God to discover your purpose. But even without that, the first three I mentioned can easily give you a high look into what purpose is, right? Your passion, your potential, and your pain. Your passion can help you discover your purpose. Your potential can help you discover your purpose, and your pain can also help you to discover your purpose. It's very important. By the way, let me highlight two books that will help you. What Am I Here For is a book that will help you, and there are two more books by Dr. Masmuro, right, that would really, really help you. Purpose discovery. They would really help you. These books are books I hold very dear and I cherish, right? So having said that, let me speak a little bit on potentials. Yes, potentials. Now, when you ask the matter of potentials, there's something I would like to say, which is your potential may never finish. This is very important. I discovered there's always something God still kept in. You would think you've done everything, but there's something you would notice that God has kept in you, right, that would never finish. No matter how you are always on board discovering something about yourself, your potential may never finish. So every human being has the advantage of having surplus potential. I'm saying that to say this, that know it in your mind that potential is something that may never finish. God has so much deposited a lot in you. Now I tell people a lot, if you notice that for the many of these people have been taken from the earth, mineral resources from the earth in different places, it has not finished. How much do you think God will now deposit something very small in his own greatest creature? I hope you know God value, for Christians now, God value us than the earth. So if the earth was given lavishly a lot of mineral resources, how come we? So your potential you may never exhaust it. You can never even exhaust it. It's something God has filled to the brim that you can never finish. Your lifetime is too small to stretch potential and say this is finished. No, there's always something God has kept within that you can always do. So on the basic level, potential, right, is anything you can become, anything you can do, anything you can achieve that you've not done, you've not started becoming, or you've not achieved. That potential has a lot to do with sleeping giftings. Potential has a lot to do with things that you've not activated onto deployment. So if you, for instance, you're a drama person, right? Once you start acting drama to you is no more a potential. No, it's not more a potential. Potential is some things God have kept within you that you can still do. No matter how many things you are doing already, if God has kept something in you that you're not actively engaging, that thing is still your potential. Even though you discover it at age 100, it's still your potential. That potential is not what you are doing, it's what you can do but you've not started doing, right? And that's why sometimes when I see people that die, my question most times is that how many potential in them did they not use or discover? And God ensured that the solution to every problem that will arise, God kept the solution in somebody else as potential. That the wisdom of God made it so that for every problem that will arise on the face of the earth, that somebody's potential already has the answer. So it's either the person did not discover it to save his word, or the person is unserious enough not to see it as important to pay attention to. That God, I hope you know that in the basic level of understanding God, when God was creating man, God had it in mind to also create aeroplane, create cars. But God told himself, if I do this, I'll rob these people of the ability for them to portray their potential. So let me not do it. In God's innermost mind, he wanted to create man, create aeroplane, create car, create microphone, create phone, create laptop. He wanted to, but he just told himself, no, let me not do that. Let me give the allowance to men as an opportunity for them to discover their potentials. Right, so if God can withdraw himself from taking those actions, you should know that there's a lot deposited in man that man can do that man is not yet doing. Let me challenge somebody hearing me now. The thing you are doing, honestly, is just maybe 2 out of 1,000 of what you can do. Believe me, that the way God created the human, we are so vast and unlimited. Right? No matter what you are doing, no matter how great it is, believe me, there's still so much inside there is a potential. Let me say this, that right, anything you are doing outside, right, is 0.1% just a fragment of the bigger thing that you can still do that is still inside. So if you are doing so much great things outside, let me challenge you, don't rejoice too much to think you are doing something too special. Yes, special, but not too special, because what it is within you that you can still do is so great. It's a mountain to be compared to what you are doing already externally. So potential is anything you can become, anything you can do, but you've not done. It is very, very, very important that you know this and that you believe this. Potential is something you can do, but you've not yet done. Now, back to the understanding of connecting these three things together: God, purpose, and potential. Now let me just narrow it down a little bit. That if you can take the God factor seriously, right, your purpose would easily be discovered and deployed. I'm saying that to say this, that because purpose is God-centered, there's a way neglecting God can't make it easy to flow. Now, like I said, it is God-centered. Unlike your ambition, you can chase ambition by yourself, with yourself, and not needing the God, because God did not really initiate that. Your personal construct, sometimes construct that, like your gene determine your ambition. For instance, your grandfather can like playing football. You also can like it, because ambition sometimes has a lot to do with gene. Purpose has zero attribute to gene, zero. Right? So because purpose is God-centered, you really cannot discover it and run it smooth outside of the God factor. No, it's not done. It's like you can't take away a species from its habitat. So the habitat that makes purpose thrive is God. So staying knitted, connected with God steers your purpose to run in faster yardstick. Right? Very, very important. Now, while saying that, let me come back to what I said earlier, because I promised to, about purpose discovery, development, and deployment. Now, after discovering purpose, because I gave us the yardstick to discover, and I also gave us some things to look at, the next thing you have to do, if you deploy 100% energy to discovering purpose, please deploy 500% to develop it. That it doesn't end at the discovery, it ends at deployment. But between discovery and deployment is development. So if you ever give yourself 100% strength to discover purpose, please give yourself 500% strength to develop it. Please now give yourself a 1000% to deploy it. Right? So purpose discovery is what many people clamor, but they don't know that the major thing they should also look at is purpose development. This means after discovering it, instantly, I tell people a lot, after discovering purpose, for the next 21 days, devour anything you can devour about the subject matter you discovered. Very important. Right? I told people, because I was privileged to teach some people about this few weeks back, I told them, after discovering purpose, 21 days after discovering purpose, instantly devour any material you can find about it, because you must choke yourself onto development. So purpose discovery is what we clamor, but purpose development is bigger and greater than it. And what is that? It means you go out of your way to begin to develop what has been discovered. You must develop it. Get a coach in that area. Do anything you can do under righteousness to see that you can develop what you've discovered, because it's as good as discovering it, and not developing is as good as just taking it out, seeing it, and just leaving it there. Right? And it would never yield or profit anything. So please know this, that purpose discovery is good, we celebrate it, but the greater thing that needs your attention is purpose development. So pay attention, develop it by buying books about it, going for seminar on it, right? Having a coach in that area, doing anything you can do under God that makes your discovered purpose begin to get to the point of refinement and development. Is very important. So like I said, if you are giving just 100% into purpose discovery, give 500% into purpose development. Now give 1,000% of strength, time, and energy into purpose deployment. Deployment is when you now begin to find action point, because after discovering and development, you must begin to deploy. If you don't deploy, your discovery will be a waste, and your development will also not pay for it. So deployment is on that. And deployment is when you now find places to serve. Right? You must serve, because purpose in service is important. You must find a way to serve, to also, although most times service fall under development, right? But even in deployment you can serve. So deployment is when you find a place to serve, either place personally or under somebody. Find a place to serve that thing you've discovered and developed. It's very important. After discovery, then development, the next thing is deployment. Deploy that purpose somewhere. Like I said, God gave it to you, not for you. God gave it to you for His own kingdom, His own people, His own world. Right? So deployment is finding a place in the world where finding a place in the world where your purpose is needed. Now, it's very important that you know this. Don't make your purpose available to everybody. It will lose its value. Make it available to the few or to the many that needs it desperately. If you find yourself deploying your purpose to every person's, both those that need it or not, right, you would never get value from it. That's why I said earlier that purpose has a lot to do with specificity. Not everybody on earth need your purpose, but there are a lot of people who do. So under deployment, you must find the particular people, community niche that your purpose is sent to bless, sent to help, sent to rescue. That's deployment. Deployment is the action point where you have to take your purpose, right, and serve it to people, serve it to community, serve it to a niche, people that truly need it and they will value it. That's deployment. So energy being dissipated in purpose discovery is good, but more than that, give more energy to purpose development. Now give greater energy to purpose deployment. Deploy purpose, because it doesn't begin and end with just discovery. It begins with discovery, it moves to development, and it must hit the rock of deployment. Deploy it, right? It's very, very important. Now, as I begin to round up this, few things I want to just mention about purpose. Just a few things I'll mention about purpose, then we go. Now, the lot of things you must debunk in your heart. Number one is, if what you discovered about yourself is not popular, it doesn't mean it's not correct. Very, very important. Most people have an issue with this. After they go through a lot of series in discovery, if what you discover about yourself is not popular, it doesn't mean it's not correct. The yardstick for purpose discovery is not popularity or how famous that purpose is. Right? In fact, the ability for you to believe in what does not look like it shows that you are truly a visionary. So know this: if what you discover about yourself is not popular or not generally accepted or not something that you see people do, it doesn't mean it is not correct. That the yardstick truly for knowing what is correct as purpose is not because it is popular. Oh, God has come into this way, I don't see many people doing it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. In fact, that's also another advantage for you to quickly identify yourself in that niche and be great at it. So it doesn't mean that what you must discover must be something that is very popular, something that is out there. No. So debunk that idea in your heart. If what you discover about yourself, right, is not popular, it doesn't mean it is not correct. It doesn't mean it is not correct. So that's the first thing I'm debunking in our heart. Number one, once again, if what you discovered about yourself is not popular, it doesn't mean it is not correct. Right. Number two, purpose has nothing to do with age or gender. Purpose has nothing to do with age or gender. But again, let me say it because this one must sink into our hearts. Purpose has nothing to do with age or gender. It can be 6, 7, 8, 9, any age. So far you've gone to an age of cognitive reasoning, and that starts from the age of 7. You can discover a purpose from the age of 7. So from 7, 8, 9, 10, purpose can begin. So it has nothing to do with age. When I'm 30, I'll start. You are too late. If you start discovering it at 30, there's high tendency you will not reach the full bar of deployment. Right? So number one thing to debunk in your heart: purpose discovery, there's nothing in connection with it with popularity. That if what you discover about yourself is not popular, it doesn't mean it's not correct. It doesn't mean at all that it is not correct. Number two, purpose has nothing to do with age or gender. I'm a lady, I'm a guy, this doesn't fit ladies more. It doesn't matter. Whatever you discover at all, your gender is not something you should consider as your limitation, neither is your age. So purpose has nothing to do with age or gender. It doesn't in any way affect how correct what you discover is. Very, very important. Number three, thing to debunk your purpose don't start with you needing money. No. Purpose starts with you needing knowledge about it. Please let me tell you this: you don't need money to start purpose at all. You need knowledge. It starts with knowledge. Forget about money. Like I said, a place in purpose, it will come back to give you money, but it doesn't start with you needing money to achieve it. You find anybody that tell you that they need money to start their purpose, they need knowledge first. Right? So knowledge is the first thing you need to start purpose and get purpose going, not money. Not money. So when you get to the action point of deployment, you will need money at some point, yes. But the first thing you need to know about your purpose is knowledge. Acquire a lot of, and you acquire that knowledge under development. Acquire a lot of knowledge. So the third thing to debunk, like I said, is that you don't need money to start purpose. You need knowledge, quality knowledge. Now, number 4, before I go to the last one, number 4 is that anything you discover about yourself, find somebody, at least one person in that area, that is gaining mastery, but at the same time is not too far from you. This is very important. That in any area you discover about yourself, find somebody in that area, please find somebody, maybe a mentor, a coach, a guide in that area of discovery. It is essential and important, and ensure the person you find is not too far from you. I'll explain. Now, if you find something about yourself, if anybody you are referring to as a mentor, a coach, was there 40 years ago, he can't help you. He can't relate with your current pain. Let me give an example. That if you join the Nigerian army today, right, if let's say a corporal, maybe a corporal officer teach you something, you will learn it. But if the major general teach you, it was in your shoe maybe 40 years ago, you can't relate to your current pain. So find somebody that was there recently, because that's the best way. It's just finishing your syllabus or exam, so that way it can truly put you through the next thing to do. But if you're looking for somebody that was there 50 years ago, they will give you experience generally, but they can't give you specific experience that speaks to your current area of pain. They can't relate to it because they were there many decades ago. So in purpose, ensure, right, that when you are developing it, find a mentor, a coach in that area, right, that can truly be a guide to you. But ensure, like I said, that this person is not too far away from your current experience and pain. Please ensure, because if you bring someone that was there 50 years ago, he can't relate with your current pain. No matter how you explain, he can never relate. But someone that was there 3 years back, 4 years back, maybe 5 years back, and 2 years back can easily help you and tell you this is what to do, because it was just there in recent time, right? So ensure that you find a mentor, find a coach, but find one that was in your shoe in the most recent time. Now, lastly, about purpose, right? Lastly, purpose requires a lot of doggedness, because on the aspect of purpose, come on, you need to keep on pushing it as though nothing else exists. I tell people a lot, only 3 things are worth dying for: God, purpose, and family. Only 3 things are worth dying for: God, purpose, and family. So let me tell you this: purpose require a lot of doggedness, a whole lot of doggedness. Please know this. I'm tired, I'm not doing it again. Mental tiredness, all of those things will exist, and there are many pause and stop. Many things will frustrate you: life, conditions, circumstance, God, maybe Satan, people. It doesn't matter. Purpose requires a lot of doggedness. You have to push it as though that's the only thing. Let me tell you, distraction will always happen, and some distraction in purpose always come from your latest achievement. Your latest achievement can be your greatest distraction. Yes. So why that exists? Doggedness means you keep on going. See, when you are dogged, you don't check what is before, you just climb it. I mean, you are so much eating deep into the work. So for purpose, don't see it as something you do whenever you are free. No, dogged. Every single day you are dogged about it, adding something to it, dogged. Right, so this is very important. I think I'll just stop here. In a summary, purpose is truly why you are alive. Right. So career is good. Make money from career. Be good at it. Build a community for yourself there. Be outstanding. But purpose is bigger than you, bigger than the career, and it is God-centered. It's very important. I say this. So once again, I think this, I shared a few knowledge. There's more to this. I don't know, but I mean, I have to keep to timing. Special thanks again to the Academdum, right, and for putting up this academic well-being together. It's very important. And special thanks to the co-founder, Olufisayomi Oludare. God bless you, plus your team and the leadership. I pray the Lord strengthen your vision. Now, this is this young man's purpose, I believe. So I mean, his purpose is creating an avenue for you to learn. So I mean, if you do purpose, it goes beyond you, it goes far to others. So I pray the Lord God Almighty keep you. Once again, thank you for having me. I'm truly honored, and I pray as you engage with this information, it truly transform you and set you in a place of action. God bless you.
Amazing! You listened till the end. Now tell me, what was your aha moment while you listened? Share it in the comment section and let others learn from your experience. Also, share today's episode with someone and stay connected with us for more faith-filled guidance on school, life, and purpose.